Like, don't measure your purpose by what the fruit looks like now. Don't do that, bro.
Hey, Sparrow, you got a hit right there.
When it comes to your purpose, stop gauging your success by what you see on the surface. Because I guarantee you, especially with music, the people who are impacted the most, 8 times out of 10, aren't even going to mention it. You'll never know what their life could have changed, bro. And that's something that my friends was telling me. They're like, bro, music gets people through. And people may not be telling you, but your music's really helping them. Like, don't measure your purpose by what the fruit looks like now. Don't do that, bro. Like I mentioned in one of my table talks, like, God's purpose for you could very easily be you leading a Bible study of 5 people. And don't let comparison kill your character. If what God has for you is you leading a Bible study with 5 people, don't let you comparing yourself to a Michael Todd or somebody leading a church, a mega church, like kill the joy in the smaller things that God is trying to get you to do. And I hope you notice that it's only small because you're comparing it. I can't compare a F1 car and a smart car in speed. One wasn't made for speed. So why would I compare it? It's only small to you because you want to compare it. God is smiling when you do that. God is proud, rejoicing. It's a party in heaven. That's why he says, don't despise humble beginnings. Even if you aren't in the beginning, you're deep in the process and it doesn't look like you're doing much. I guarantee you, if you're doing what God asks you to do, you're doing enough. And you can't even see God, so why would you measure what he's getting you to do by what you can't see? What is that? You started walking in purpose by faith. Why are you trying to finish it by means of the flesh, just by what humans see? Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't be so surface. But yeah, I really hope this was encouraging for somebody, because I know that it's scary when you don't know what to do with your life. It's very scary when you don't know what direction to go. And your heart may tell you one thing and society's telling you another. To a man, there's a way that seems right, but it results in death. People go off how they feel so often, and it's not a fruitful road majority of the time. So you really don't know where to go. That's something to pray about and spend time with God about. Spend time with God about. Like, prayer is to get you into agreement. It's not for you to just, like, what information are you giving God that he doesn't already know? So if God is saying wait, you understand that waiting can be work. Waiting can look like, okay, I'm going to build a foundation for this, so that when it's time to go, I'm on solid ground. Or he could just be saying, be still. Surrender your escapes. Stop running to that thing that just makes you feel okay when things aren't okay. Because that's going to turn into idolatry. Be still. I'm trying to get that out of you before I elevate you. Like, what if God is trying to, you know what I'm saying? So don't overrun yourself or overthink any of this stuff because it doesn't look like how you think it should. Simple. Because there's a lot of things in life that end up not looking like we think they should, but we still accept it as life. Why is God's purpose for you any different? Just because God made you doesn't mean like everything he has for you is going to be what you like. Like, where does that come from? Like, whose idea is that? So when God's calling you to a purpose, you got to let go. You got to be able to let go of what you want for yourself. That's what I had to do. And I was actually living my dream. In my eyes, I was successful. That's the purpose I wanted for myself, was to be good at making beats, people knowing me for it, and making money from it. And that's what it was. That's all I needed. But in hindsight, that was so shallow. Nobody's life was being changed by that. They just met me. I was another dude. I was the music guy in their class, or I was the music guy in their friend group. I had to give up the dream I wanted for myself. And you know what's crazy? God gave it back to me and made it better tenfold. Not only are you going to be a producer, but you're going to write the song and record it too. And guess what? People are going to love it. And guess what? People are going to be impacted by it. And guess what? There's even more to you than that. And God's trying to do the same thing with you guys. I don't want you guys to slow down the progress that God is trying to make in your life or stunt your spiritual growth because you're so worried about what it looks like. I thought we were supposed to walk by faith and not by sight, bro. And I know we live in a world that's just like, just this microwave of like stuff it's got to happen overnight. But I'm telling you, bro, if it's God's purpose, he is going to elevate you at a proper time. So this video may only get like 30, 40 views, but it's going to be the right 30, 40 people seeing it. And that means I did my job. That doesn't mean go look at a Tim Ross podcast and be mad that I'm not busting like 40K first day or something like that. Like, he's got a different audience. He's impacting different people. God's called us to different purposes. Why would I compare that? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you're ever going to compare anything, it should be recognizing how much more full your joy in your life is with Christ than when you were without him. And that's something we call testimony, and we overcome by our testimony. So if you're going to compare anything, remember how far God has brought you. And if your journey with God has just begun, look ahead, because it's greater coming, bro. And I'm excited for you. Heaven rejoiced when you gave your life to God. Start that podcast. But there's no reason why it should be held back. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Like I said, we try to record. We try to upload every Monday and Thursday. I've been on track so far this week. Hit my channel. I do discussions, podcasts, music, gameplays. Turn me up. Yeah. You guys have a good one, man. I love y'all. And if y'all are not hip, hop on this Proverbs challenge, bro. I've been doing it for months now, and like my church is doing it back home, which I think is amazing. Basically, what you do is you read a proverb a day, like whatever calendar day it is. That's a proverb chapter that you read. It's a book of wisdom, and a lot of it's practical. So I encourage you to read the full chapter. If nothing else, pick a few verses that stood out to you and work on applying that to your life. If you're reading the word but you're not applying it, something's got to change. So check out Proverb a day. You guys be safe. Have a good one. Love y'all. Peace.